Hello and welcome to Access Granted. I'm Rachel Ruprecht, a senior instructional designer at Broward College.
And I'm Heidi Keller, also a senior instructional designer at Broward College.
And today we will explore how alt text transforms visual content into accessible experiences for all users. So we'll start with some of the why. Visuals are fundamental. Imagine browsing the web without being able to see any of the images. For millions of people who use screen readers, this is reality. That's where alt text comes in. Alt text, which is short for alternative text, is a short description added to an image that conveys its meaning to those who can't see it. The Web Content Accessibility Guidelines Success Criterion 1.1.1 requires that all non-text content, so here, think images, graphs, charts, etc., have a text alternative that serves the equivalent purpose. And here's why. Screen readers announce visuals without alt text simply as image. And that's not very helpful. Imagine reading a document where every single photo, chart, or diagram is replaced with just the word image. So much essential visual information is lost. So here are some best practices when you are writing alt text. First, focus on the purpose. So for example, if an image shows a buy now button, the alt text should say buy now, not blue button with white text. Why? Because here the function matters more than the appearance. Second, be concise. Keep it brief, ideally under 125 characters. For complex charts or infographics, you can extend that to up to 2 to 3 sentences, but those need to be succinct. Third, avoid redundancy. Don't say image of in your alt text. Screen readers already know that it's an image. Remember, context is everything. The same image can have different alt text depending on where it appears. So, for comparison, in a blog post, the alt text of this image might be scientist working in a lab. But in a textbook, it could be a person in a lab coat using a compound microscope at a workstation with glassware. Include more details when they're essential information in that context. Remember, alt text is not optional. It's a compliance requirement and a cornerstone of accessible design. So ask yourself, what does the user need to know about this visual? And that answer should guide your description. Now, Heidi's going to show you how to add alt text in one of the most common programs in which that's done, PowerPoint.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click Insert, Pictures, and I'm going to select a stock image. And we'll insert the image here, and it is now in the PowerPoint. I'm just going to go ahead and right-click on it and select View Alt Text. You'll see an AI-generated description is put into the alt text box. If you like it and it's appropriate, you can go ahead and just X out of the alt text panel, and then be sure to save your document, and you've added alt text. If you want to change the description, you can just go ahead and make the edit right in the description box. So we'll say cats in a grassy field. That's more appropriate for your lesson. And then you can go ahead and X out of the alt text panel. Your alt text will be there, and then just be sure to save your file. And that is how you add alt text to an image in PowerPoint.
So, adding alt text doesn't have to be complicated or too difficult, but now that you know how to do so, you are equipped to make the digital content that you present accessible to everyone who may come in contact with it. Thanks.